Series win for you guys. Their first series loss of the season. Probably the biggest series win in your tenure here at Long Beach, beating the number 2 team in the country.
Yeah, I think it's coupled with a lot of different things. One is I have a lot of respect for their whole staff, their club. They play the game the right way, and they're very, very talented, and they can pitch. So we knew it was going to be a major challenge. I mean, they're not number one in certain polls for nothing. They've obviously earned a lot. So that, I think, starts that off. So we knew that. And then the urgency, regardless of their rank and everything, the urgency was our season where we were at. And due to what we've done with the body of work up to this point has put us into the position that we need to, with our backs up against the wall, and we need to be able to find ways to win games. And it just happened to be that these guys were here, and that's where we're at. And I give our team a lot of credit because there's some resiliency, and when they can keep things together, they play pretty good. And this series is great. I want them to enjoy it, but at the same time, it doesn't mean anything unless we, continue with the path that we're going and try to get on a roll here,
And how big was it for the offense? All 3 games of the series to score in the first inning and get you an early lead.
Yeah, I think it was big. I mean, I'm not real comfortable with any lead against this club. Early, but hey, you put digits on the board. In the first, I think we scored 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 1 today, and it is big. I mean, it's a little bit of a, all right, that's nice. We got something. Now we need to continue to build on it. But I don't think that club you could sit there and say a 2-run lead you're going to feel real comfortable with, and we were fortunate today. Either good pitching or maybe they weren't on time with things. I don't know, the combination of everything, but, it was enough today. But, we're going to have to do a little bit more than that as we continue to unfold.
And you make the one run hold up because your pitchers were able to pitch out of some jams. Nick Sabo got out of a couple, and then Ty Provencher coming in with the bases loaded and getting a pop-up.
Yeah, I think, Nick, he had those couple weeks off with a little tender elbow, and then he ended up, pitching not great and trying to feel his way through at Davis. And last week I thought he had really good stuff against Santa Barbara. He just didn't compete with it in the strike zone on a consistent basis. But there were some signs of more trust from what he was doing. And then today I think he took the next step, which is he's got to give us a chance to win every time out. Otherwise, just having him back out there is one thing. Having him back out there to be effective is what we need. We need that guy back. And I think today he took a huge step. And then, I went out there on, I think it was first and third or first, when Who came to the plate. We ended up walking him because I think he knows what he's doing. Regardless if he's hitting ninth or not, he takes good at bats. And, you didn't want to give in. And I know they took out Matthias, so, we had some options there. And it was just, I thought Sabo ran out of gas, and I would think it was the right time for Ty, even though Sabo talked me into keeping him in for Who. So, it's good because Fry's done a good job of getting himself into trouble, either by himself, hits, or errors. And at the same time, you want to be able to leave a guy in to work himself out of the trouble. So I'm trying to have a little bit of a good leash without being too short. But at the same time, hey, we got some urgency at the end of the year. We got to try to find the best matchup. So Ty did a nice job. Sabo did a nice job. They both did really good.
And I feel like your leash has got to be a little bit longer just with how few arms that you feel like that you have with the injuries and everything, and the ones that you have confidence in. So how tough is it to balance that, where you don't necessarily have 4 or 5 guys in the bullpen that you have complete trust in, because you've had so many injuries, you've had to put Fry in the rotation. Mm-hmm. How do you balance that as a pitching coach?
Well, I think the first thing is get good starting pitching. If you get good starting pitching, you can shorten the game. And then when you shorten the game, then it becomes a lot easier for that bullpen. There's not as much stress on that bullpen. So, and I think to some degree our Tuesdays have been a little bit of a precursor to that right there because, I'm from the philosophy that you have to take care of your weekends and then you see what happens on Tuesdays. If all of our arms were healthy, we would have a guy that would be very good on Tuesdays, and that is a luxury, kind of like what John has done at UCLA, and then you can slowly migrate that guy into the rotation as their career unfolds. So, the bottom line is you got to get good starting pitching. And if you do, then the game shortens up, then you're not taxing people, then maybe you're not overexposing maybe a weakness that you have. And, at times, all of the guys down there, from Rosetta to Lombana, they've actually done okay. Now, do we have guys that are a little bit higher on the pref list? Maybe a little bit, but at the same time, hey, we've used pretty much everybody we've had, and for a variety of different scenarios. So, but your horses have to do their job, and they've got to get you to where you're going. I think that's going to be pretty common for every single program, including ourselves.